That I must have met you in a past life. Got my heart on the floor. Go slow. Keep me falling for you all night. Tell me now, you're the one I've been dreaming about for my whole life. Had you on my mind, oh. Hear the sound of your voice in the crowd, calling my name, yeah, you captivate, oh. You captivate me. Cover me in a dream of love. You're pulling on my sanity, it does seem. I need you next to me. Can't get enough. I don't wanna miss your energy. So tell me now, you're the one I've been dreaming about for my whole life. Had you on my mind, oh. Hear the sound of your voice in the crowd, calling my name, yeah, you captivate, oh. You captivate me, you captivate me, baby, baby. Ooh, it's almost too much to take. Baby, you captivate me. Ooh, with you's where I wanna stay. Baby, you captivate me. Tell me now, you're
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Workshop Wednesdays. If you have not already, please go ahead and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that we are live. We are live. I know we are coming to the close. We're coming to the close of our Grow with Google cohort. Um, y'all, let me know if you hear New York City just being loud for no reason. But Lord, we pray for the people because it sounds like there's an emergency. Anyway, welcome everyone. If you haven't already done so, please let us know where you are tuning in from. Let us know where you are tuning in from. Let us know. I'm gonna wait till I see some folks in the chat. Wait till I see some of the folks in the chat. All right. Let's see. I think I see some folks pulling up. I see Boston. Where's New York? Nobody in New York? Where's New York at? Come on, big energy, New York energy. We see LA. Okay, Georgia, Zambia. Where else? Let's see. I don't know. All right. I think I'm starting to see some more folks pull up. Amazing. Nigeria, England, Philadelphia, Kenya. We love that. Oh, Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. Charlotte, by way of Maryland. We love that. All right. Cameroon, Ghana. Big Ghana energy is in the building. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I think the Ghanaian jollof is my favorite. I'm sorry to say. But I love it. All right, in South Africa. We love to see it. So yeah, super excited to have you all join us today. There we go. Come on, big New York energy. I see you in Nigeria. So excited to see you all. So yes, today we're going to jump into SyllaClaw. I built this tool specifically for students, but honestly, anybody can use this tool. If you have a busy life, you have multiple schedules that you're balancing, and you want to make sure that everything is aligned. This is definitely, you got great taste in John. Y'all hilarious. Oh my goodness. Love it. So wanted to create the space where you all can, of course, take this wonderful piece of code that I built, run it on your own, and hopefully give you what you need to balance a busy semester and or just a busy life in general. All right, moving along strong. So most people are managing a lot in their heads. I know that I can sometimes do that, but I realize that not only is it a lot to do, especially if you're a student and you have different courses, you have different deadlines and exams coming up. If you're also like myself when I was in college, having a part-time job, and you have different things that move around shifts. Sometimes you need to switch with one person needs to switch with you. Again, more things that you have to think about. And then, of course, everything else when it comes to family, friends, extracurricular activities, student organizations, or just sleep. Right? Can we pencil in sleep? um, all of these things are competing for the same 24 hours in a day, and if you don't take the time to organize it, of course, it feels like it is overwhelming. One thing that I've noticed is that nobody really warned you about that week that's coming up that is going to be super busy or sometimes feel like it is a bunch of havoc. Um, I didn't want to look blurry today. Yvette, you're hilarious. Yes, boo. But with that being said, yes, we want to ensure that, or I created this tool to help students when it comes to having an AI agent literally tell you what you can do. Like, so for instance, you have the ability to query with this agent and ask it, hey, I want to, I don't know, I want to go out with friends every day or every Friday or every weekend. Which weekends would work best? Or for instance, you have the ability to ask the agent, hey, when am I most free or unavailable? So that, you can set time to do other things. Like, for instance, I don't know if you like to um, travel, vacation, maybe, you can add things in here for um, even down to, like, I don't know, get your nails done, your hair done, things like that. So super important to manage your time, and you can be able to do that. For the students specifically, again, sometimes their eighth week into the semester is normally when a lot of the exams happen. Of course, they have other midterms happen. You have reports happen. You're very much deep into it, and of course, normally, because you're surviving each day by day, you find out Saturday night that the next week that you're about to enter is going to be a lot. But SyllaClaw, this tool specifically here, is going to be able to tell you that before you even enter that space. It tells you on day one. So SyllaClaw, again, leverages NVIDIA's models and also NVIDIA's NIM microservices, and of course Google Workspace as well, to help you to do the logistics work. So it really removes that decision fatigue layer and allows you to proactively take charge of your day, your weeks, and of course not only your semester, but whatever other commitments you have. All you have to do really is just run one command, and of course, your semester or just your entire month, quarter, or honestly, the rest of the year is organized. You can literally log your full semester into Google Calendar. I'm going to show you how it does that. We're going to talk about how any weeks that feel like it's going to be super busy, it will flag that to you. It also will complete a weekly schedule of when you should study, sleep, work, connect with family, and when you have free time as well. Sometimes, again, we are thinking about all these things at the same time, and it's natural to sometimes maybe have paralysis when it comes to what to do or what to prioritize first. But again, the model does that for you. You can also, I'll talk a little bit more about this later on, but you will be able to either run this directly on your own um, local device, or you can actually use Google Workspace itself. So app script, sheets, things like that to run it for you. So it's super cool. The really cool thing about this output is that it will give you three CSV outputs. So it's going to give you your schedule output, it's going to give you your deadlines, and of course have any conflicts that will come up as a report. So now instead of you again managing this manually, it literally will give you each of these reports, and then from there you have the ability to make the decisions that you need. So the really cool thing about this as well is that it can also give you a Sunday evening briefing. So with you entering a simple command, you can have it analyze your upcoming week, and it will tell you what you need to prioritize, when you have free time, and again, when you may want to study or have focused time for yourself. The last thing that it does is help you with rescheduling suggestions on your calendar. So, for instance, if it notices that there are certain conflicts, let's say your work has scheduled you from 1 to 5, Monday to Friday, but you know that on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays you have class from 11 to 2. It will tell you that, and it will tell you to specifically reschedule. Now, what does that look like when it comes to automating logistics, priorities, and of course, eliminating that decision fatigue? I have come to find that a lot of the individuals that I mentor as college students or just like coming out of college, a lot of these individuals are first gen and they are constantly juggling heavy loads. They're also juggling work and, of course, like managing family dynamics. Baby, I can absolutely tell you I understand because my God, I had to do it myself. So, of course, when you're managing a lot of things, you want to oftentimes protecting your own time and your own priorities does fall to the background. I've definitely experienced it myself with again, my mom being a single mom. I was the only girl in the family, and so I had to step up as like almost like mom number two. So, my own personal, and of course, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to support my mom. She is the best, and I wouldn't be here if she wasn't there for me. So I am because she is, okay? And she was. So I say all that to say I'm happy to have done it. But I also realized that as I am living this life, I realized that there were certain things that I have developed where my own personal priorities and the things that I wanted to protect fell to the back end. So also this tool helps not only those students, but also individuals that also come from that kind of background and find yourself doing the same thing. So now you have a proactive way to say yes if you can actually do something, and then also no if you cannot, because you have the data that shows you that you cannot. The other thing is the hidden challenges isn't just doing the work. So, of course, having the ability that, having the, I shouldn't say the ability, but you have to consistently make decisions sometimes. And so that also can be tiring. It can be tiring. And of course, figuring out when and how to balance it all will prevent or will go towards burnout. So this tool helps you to navigate that. The last thing is, of course, it lifts that mental weight. So no longer can you, like, for instance, if your friends say, hey, can we go grab dinner, tomorrow, or can we go grab dinner later this week? Instead of you saying yes, or saying, actually, I don't know, I have to check my calendar. SyllaClaw has already given you a preview of what time you have free, and if you have, space to do any kind of leisure activities that week. So you already know, and you already can really say yes again because the data already told you. Now, one key is all you need. All you need also is a Google account, and that is literally it. Literally it. So, as we already talked about earlier this year, and of course, we had a couple of workshops throughout this last couple of months. NVIDIA's key, API key, is completely free, and it gives you access to so many different models. So, whether you're using it for SyllaClaw and or if you're using it for any other project, I want to encourage you to leverage NVIDIA's APIs because it elevates the technicalities of your projects. Now, don't just use it and not know what it does. Okay, so if it is picking a model for you, like you can of course leverage Gemini to ask it what model would be best for you to run, whatever project you're doing. Of course, if you're doing it in Google AI Studio, you can do the same thing. But once it does tell you and recommend a model, please make sure that you take time to actually read through it, understand what it does, at least at a high level, so that if anybody asks you about that project, you can have that technical language to communicate that. Okay. So NVIDIA's SyllaClaw acts as the brain. So it's going to read your syllabus or your work week, your work schedules. If you have other schedules or you have a side hustle and you consult, if you also volunteer, those kinds of things, it can totally help you. It will build your week, and of course, it will write your Sunday brief. So Sunday night, you'll run that Python script. It will tell you in real time what you can do, when you're available, when you're not available throughout that week, and how much time you really have for yourself. So this can also help you with managing the saying more yeses or managing saying more nos, dependent on the weight of your week. And this also will let you know what you have capacity really to handle and what you don't. The next thing that I'm going to lean into is, of course, Google Workspace. I love Google Workspace. Everything is there. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, it helps you with writing directly to your Google Calendar. and also Gmail. So this accounts for your normally universities do use Google accounts. Some universities don't, but I know that most folks have at least a Gmail account. So if you don't have a Google email with your university, you can of course sign up for a free workspace Google Gmail email, which will give you access to Workspace, and of course you can kind of lean into that. The last thing is Airflow, which is an incredible. I know for those of you who were a part of the Apache Beam College or Beam College, or went to Apache Airflow's um, events, you all know that it is a powerful data tool. So it really helps with automating scheduling, reports, all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, it's an incredible tool, and it's also open source. So if you're not familiar with it, I definitely want to encourage you to get familiar with it. It has become one of my favorite tools to use with my projects. So anyway, it will help to automate your schedule briefings every week. And of course, all you have to do is just set it up once and you don't have to touch it again. It just will automatically send you what you need. So what makes SyllaClaw an agent and not just a script? A script literally just runs instructions, right? You tell it what to do, you give it every step that it needs to do. If it breaks, of course, sometimes, most times it's unexpected if it breaks, but it definitely stops when anything is unexpected. And of course, if it does fail, it fails silently. So you normally find out later. And then when you find out, it's like, okay, by that time, you thought that X amount of jobs were already completed. Of course, it has that same behavior every time it runs. It does not have anything uniquely changed. It doesn't heal itself, and it just produces a static and sterile output. But when you give it an agent, especially leveraging NVIDIA's models, this agent pursues a goal. So it's not just given instructions. It knows that by these instructions, I have a goal to pursue. So when you give it that goal, it will adapt when something does go wrong. So that adoption or adaptation is actually what we call self-healing. It will heal itself. And of course, if something happens, it will escalate. So if it can't fully fix itself, it will escalate to you and tell you exactly what is wrong. And then, of course, from there, not only is there an issue, but you know exactly where to go and to address that, right? So everybody loves a good error message, especially when it comes to debugging thousands of line of code. You can also leverage something like this as well with your other projects too. The other thing that I really love about this is that it gives you reasons over context, and it will decide for you. So regardless of, like, again, a natural script just executing or not executing, or telling you like, hey, we've got an error. Again, this will not only execute, but it will tell you why it did it. And it won't just give you just basic context, but it will also help you with deciding what it should prioritize to. And of course, it will take action. I absolutely love SyllaClaw because, again, not only does it receive that goal and, of course, organize a semester or even a work week, I've been leveraging it even myself personally to keep me accountable. But again, I love it because it helps to figure out what the next steps are. It tells me what problems may be arising. And then on top of that, if it does have problems, it will figure it out. Okay, so sometimes, when people be asking all these different questions and you're like, you know what? A simple Google search could have answered that question. Baby, SyllaClaw is going to say, you know what, Chanel, don't even worry about it. We got it handled. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we need to do. You keep doing what you need to do. And if we need you, we will call you. So that is why I love it, because it definitely always delivers. So give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys are following me. I know that this is more so like, how do you say, it hasn't been as interactive as of yet, but I just want to make sure that you guys are following me. So just go ahead and drop a thumbs up in the chat if you are following. And if you love what you are hearing and seeing, please give me a heart in the chat. All right. So literally within SyllaClaw, it has 6 different tools. So again, the goal is simple, and you have the ability to manage your semester or your work schedule. Again, I built it for students, but like I said, I've been using it even for myself, and I encourage you all to do that same thing too. With that being said, we have 6 different spaces. So the first thing is the function parse syllabus. So not only does it read in every file in a specific folder that you have on your local device or in your Google Drive, it will extract your deadlines, your exams, and of course your projects with estimated study hours. The second function will parse your work schedule. So again, if you have any other schedules, extracurriculars, or anything like that, it will parse it for you. And so these become, again, those non negotiable blocks on top of the blocks that you have non negotiable for school. So it's never overwritten. The third thing is obviously it will detect your conflicts. So let's say, in week 3, again, like I mentioned earlier, you know that you were scheduled for work, or it shows that you were scheduled for work 1 to 6 Monday to Friday, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays you have lab, maybe I don't know, organic chem lab from 11 to 2. We know that that's a conflict, so it will tell you that. It will flag it as high or moderate, like before you even commit to anything. And of course, I mean, by that time, if you have a work schedule, it obviously tells you, but at least by then you'll have the ability in real time to let your work know, your colleagues know if you need to switch for schedule, switch shifts and things like that. The fourth function is that it will help you with suggesting a reschedule. So again, if it finds those personal events in your specific heavy weeks, if it noticed that, for instance, and you can actually give it guardrails. You can tell it, hey, like I don't want to have more than 8 hours dedicated to school and any kind of work per day. Flag any, like once you see anything that will make me have like more than 8 hours a day towards that, let me know. And this is what it will do. You can tell it to schedule or suggest a reschedule for different things. Of course, obviously we have like our friend groups or family groups a part of our calendar. So if they put something on your calendar and invite you, it will allow you to know too if you can do it, if you can't. So that's another cool thing about this as well. The next thing is the time block week. So this will literally help you with building a complete week. So you have blocks to study, you have blocks to sleep, you have blocks for work, you have blocks for meals, to call your family, and even of course just unprotected free time for your own self. Time that you can go get your hair done, your nails done, baby. If you want to play Call of Duty, if you just need to just sit by the lake and just be one with yourself and be quiet, you have the ability to know when you can do that as well. So sometimes also that is another decision fatigue that we can encounter, just balancing a lot, especially with someone like myself who has a lot of things that, a lot of things that demand my time. I have the ability to see here what I can do and what I cannot do. Um, so yes. And this is being recorded. It always is recorded on our YouTube. And of course, you can also watch this on LinkedIn. Yes, it will automatically block your each day for you to know what to do and when you need to be doing it. So how cool is that to let an agent do that for you? The last thing is that it will write your calendar events. So I'm not sure if you know this, but you can actually upload a CSV file to Google Calendar, and it will literally parse everything directly into your calendar as time blocks. So again, we have to get away from writing things down, saying yes, but not really knowing if you have the time to do it. You can actually do it right from here. Um, and again, once you run the script, it will give you the output of 3 different files that is your weekly schedule, your semester deadline specifically, and of course, your conflict reports. So if there's any conflict report, it will tell you. So this is specifically what the agent is thinking as it runs. It's thinking, let's say, for instance, we have a junior who is a chemical engineering student. This is their semester. Once it parses the actual syllabus files, again, these are the 4 different main functions that are running that I wanted to highlight. Now it's going to tell you what it found. And it's also, well, it won't tell you what it found, but it's going to understand what it's looking at, what it found specifically. And then also will give you, or it won't give you specifically, but you'll know that this is how it's deciding what to block, what to protect, what to reschedule, things like that. So for the parse syllabus function specifically, It will find those deadlines specifically for your different engineering classes, exams, homeworks that you have to do, and of course your final project. And it will estimate how many study hours you need for this semester, again across all of your classes, right? So this is what it found, and this is what it was able to reason. Now it's going to decide, hey, based upon this information, what should I flag to, let's say, I don't know, Chanel, let's say I'm this junior. What should I flag to Chanel about her midterm, which is going to happen on March 26th? Um, should I tell her also about the final project that's coming up on April 25th? And then also, these feel like high priority items. I think they're going to require a multiple week prep approach. So it allows you to proactively begin to study for whatever's coming up without you having to, again, think about how to organize your time. So that is the protection against decision fatigue, which is really, really cool. The next thing is you have a work schedule, right? So many students have work schedules. It found, based upon what you uploaded or into your folder, that you have a Starbucks shift from Tuesdays from 4 to 9, Thursdays from 4 to 9, Saturday you have another shift, Sunday you have another shift, and this basically is 21 hours for that week. What is it deciding? It's locking in all of your 4 shifts as non negotiables. Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons are now going to be unavailable. And then, of course, that means that you don't have the space and the time to do any study blocks. So, yes, it is definitely a version of a virtual assistant. Again, I called it like our time management assistant because that is a really huge area of opportunity for students that I have been mentoring. A lot of them have been having trouble with understanding how to time block, how to prioritize, and how to really say no. So it's easier to be able to say no when you have something to tell people or show them, like, hey, my assistant, my AI agent just told me that I don't have time to go to K-Pot on Friday. I'm gonna see y'all next week, or y'all can just, you're gonna have to go without me. Shout out to K-Pot. I might do that today. Today feels like a K-Pot day. Anyway, stay focused. Um, the other two, of course, like I said earlier, it will show you, or this is basically giving you an idea of what it will find when it comes to conflicts and when it comes to like how to time blocks your week. Um, hold on one second, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. That was my grandmother. She called me twice, so baby, I had to pause to see what's going on with Granny. But anyway, moving along strong. So yeah, it will help you. Obviously, it will read through the documents of what you uploaded. It will tell you what kind of conflicts it found, and of course, like I said, it's going to decide what weeks to flag to you, how to allocate your deep work, specifically focus time to study, to prepare for those kind of weeks, and of course, checking any kind of personal events on your calendar for things that need to be rescheduled. And then, of course, lastly, for the time block, it will help you with, placing maybe 90 minutes of deep work on your calendar, maybe in the mornings, and notice that, okay, Tuesday has about 2.5 hours between mornings and Starbucks. So between your classes and also your work schedule, it will figure out, okay, how much time can we give you to actually study, get dressed, and travel time as well. And then, of course, anything else that requires blocks for your reading, free time if you want to hang out with additional friends, and of course when it comes to extracurriculars like student org activities. So this is basically an example of how SyllaClaw will map your semester, or again your work week or your work month. However you want to use it, you can use it and modify it. But as you can see, like week 1, 2, and 3, they're light. Week 4 is moderate. Week 5 is light. 6, you have an exam. 7 is light. 8, you have like huge priorities. Week 8, so it's telling you and flagging that immediately for you, and so on and so forth. So it will literally block your. It will create this report for you. It won't show you in this kind of way. Like this is a visual for you all just to see, but it will output based upon like wording, letting you know light, moderate, or high. And then from there, at a high level overview, like what is coming up. And then of course, if you want to run their script the night before your week starts, like on Sunday night, or you can ask it specifically what's coming up in the next 2 weeks that I should be aware of. Like, is it also a conversational agent too? You have the ability to do that. So again, before, let's say you had, class, you had class at 9, you had a work schedule as well, and then you didn't know if you could be free technically at 9. You have 6 hours of unplanned time. Now with SyllaClaw, it will literally tell you, no, you need, you have to wake up at 7 to start your morning routine. At 9, you should be studying for your classwork, or this is the time that you have not only for class, but also to study too. At 12, you should have your lunch break. At 2, you should be studying for your differential equations review, and so on and so forth, as you can see. So it's the same day, you have the same commitments, but it really has now given you a plan of attack for how you need to approach your week or your day, for instance. So now you can literally say yes or no with confidence. Like I said, let's say, for instance, you are a part of the SHPE organization. I love SHPE. So the Society of Professional Engineers, let's say you are part of that leadership chapter. Now you know if you have the ability to actually plan a banquet for that week or not. Your calendar will tell you what you have available. Again, it will say Wednesday you have 2.5 hours free after class. Now you can say yes, and you can block that window out. Let's say your manager asks you if you can pick up an extra shift on Saturday. You see on your calendar that you have Saturday has a 6-hour Starbucks shift already, and you already have 3-hour project blocks coming up. You literally can now say no because you have the data to back it up. Same thing. Friends invite you to a game night on Thursday. It will tell you that you have availability on Thursday after your work shift. So, and then you have your study blocks before that shift. So you feel good and confident because now you know that you've studied, you know that you've worked, and after work, of course, you want to hang out with friends, have a good time, and play some Taboo, okay, and eat some good Wingstop, okay. I'm not sure if y'all had the new Tamoy Ranch. Anyway, let's stay focused. Anyway, I'm just telling you that, the Lord was using the people. That the Lord was using the people. But moving along strong, let's say your professor moves your midterm up a week. This specifically will now tell you what you have available. So let's say week 7 has now, like week 8 was the exam, but now week 7 becomes your exam week. But also in that same week, you have 3 homework assignments. So SyllaClaw will detect in real time the conflict, and it will also help you with reallocating your study blocks instantaneously. So this is also something, again, that the agent itself will do, and you don't have to think about. So what does this look like? So SyllaClaw specifically learns how you actually live. This is the one thing that I really, really, really love. So not only are you going to be putting all of this in your direct calendar, but it literally is observing what tasks you were able to complete versus what tasks you skipped. Skip meaning did not attend or deleted from the calendar, whatever the case may be. It literally learns your work shift patterns. So for instance, if it knows that you always work Monday to Friday, or you always work Tuesday to Thursday, it learns that. And of course, from there, it understands also what your peak productivity windows are as well. It will also adjust specifically like how you optimize deep work, how you're eliminating dead zones, and also how you are injecting protective buffers, which is really, really cool. And then lastly, like tells you specifically what you're going to get. So again, a realistic calendar. Again, remember those outputs as CSV files. Also, what does that look like for you to have higher execution rates? Because now you know how many commitments you have each week, and also you understand what you can handle each week. It will also tell you, hey, I noticed that you attend more meetings when you have 5 hour like when you don't have more than like 5 hours scheduled versus when you have 7 or 8 hours scheduled. We noticed that you actually decline a lot of meetings. That So what does that mean? Okay, cool. Now I know that I need to have buffers where I'm only, blocking my calendar for 5 hours a day, because I know that I feel confident to get all of those things done and I won't feel overwhelmed. And then, of course, that personalized institutional knowledge is exactly what I was just talking about. So when you run it on your local device, you're going to just have a check in, literally creating an SLI command to check in. You can ask it 5 questions. I think it actually generates 5 questions. I forget how I created it, because I've customized it so much for myself. I don't remember what I did for the students. But anyway, y'all can use Gemini to analyze the code and to tell you what's going on. You can also obviously analyze this and create something even better with Google AI Studio. And of course, because Google AI Studio does have it attached, or you can actually push this code directly to your GitHub. Again, this is what's helping you to even build your own projects. Okay, so you can go on my GitHub even now, or actually I think towards the end we'll get into that. But long story short, you'll be able to go to my GitHub, and then from there you can start it. You can pull it onto your device and try there. So again, once you go ahead and run this command, it will ask you 5 questions. It literally is no longer than 2 minutes, and of course, next week becomes smarter. So every time you run it, it really goes through 6 steps. Again, we already talked about these specific functions, but I just want to tell you what happens in these specific functions. So for once it parses your syllabus or your syllabi, or your different schedules, whatever you want to customize it to, it will read every file in your folder, whether it's a PDF, a doc file, or even a TXT. So it's going to extract all of those deadlines with estimated study hours per item. Again, the NVIDIA model allows it to be able to read and understand all the text and documents. So it doesn't have to be a structured document, which is really, really cool. And again, why I'm telling you to leverage NVIDIA's models. Anyway, it will then parse your work schedule. So it will find, let's say you have your work schedule as a TXT file. It will literally extract every shift that you have in there, and it will lock them in as non-negotiable blocks. It doesn't have to be a TXT file. It can be a PDF. It can be a doc file. It can be whatever those things are. I think I even tried it as a PNG file, because sometimes folks take pictures on their phone of items or images or whatever the case may be, or if you're taking a screenshot, that now becomes a PNG file, or JPEG. I don't know, but long story short, if it's an image, it can read it too, because it has the computer vision to be able to extract text from an image. 3, it obviously detects conflicts. So, and I say this to say is because I have that machine learning background, that AI background. So that's why I was building this agentic tool for the students that I mentor, but also obviously, like I said, I've been using it for myself because baby, yes, we got to manage set time. So I, again, want to encourage you all to do the same thing, but I don't want you all to feel overwhelmed because maybe you don't have a technical background. Now with these different tools like Gemini, AI Studio, things like that, you can totally be a builder. You don't have to be a technologist to be a builder. Okay. Anywho, moving along strong. Again, we talked about detecting conflict. So again, it will tell you what is high. It will flag what is a high priority or high volume week versus a moderate volume week. Same thing with building your week. It will time block for you. So you no longer have to worry about that. Nemo itself, or SyllaClaw, will reason over everything. And then from there, it will build your deadlines, your shift, your sleep, when to call your family, all that kind of stuff. Again, the output is going to be critical because these are CSV files is exactly what you're going to upload into your into your calendar. And that's also what translates into, I think, really just the weekly schedule and the semester schedule. The conflict report is more so for you to know. But anyway, read my read me because again, well, anyway, we'll get into that because right now I've since turned this into different things. But moving along strong, the ultimate goal again is for you to have a briefing on Sunday. So Nemo Claw will write you a personalized message, what's coming up, what to prioritize, and what to protect. So the really cool thing is I built this so that anyone can use it, whether you are comfortable with using terminal and creating your own flows on your local device. And then I've also built it where you can just run this in an app script. Both paths will output the same output. And of course, for the second path, really, you would have to use Google Drive as your folder. Option A is if you're going to use the command line. So you will drop, again, your syllabus into a local folder. You can label it as whatever you'd like it to be. Of course, you're going to run the script, the Python SyllaClaw script. Then from there, it will generate those CSV files. It will also appear in an output folder, specifically within the folder that you are running the script in or out of, sorry. So for instance, if you're going to pull, if you're going to git clone this and then you're going to run it on your local device, within the folder that you have cloned this project, you should see an output folder there. And that output will have the CSV files that you can now upload into Google Calendar. And it literally just takes 3 clicks. Same thing, like I said, for the app script, you can do this, upload the syllabus directly into your Google Drive folder. You're going to paste your syllabus as text into the Google Sheets. From there, you're going to click SyllaClaw and you're going to run it fully. I have created, like I said, the app script to do this for you. So all you have to do is just kind of copy the app script code that I will show you, or that is literally on my GitHub. I have app script folder and then also obviously a folder for the command line for those who want to run on the local. And then, of course, it will appear directly into your Google Calendar instantaneously without the need to output the CSV. So option A or B is what you can do depending on your technical level. So again, we talked about the 3 things that it will output. I just want to make sure that we're all understanding. Once you run SyllaClaw, the whole goal is for you to have output as CSV files. These CSV files will be uploaded directly into Google Calendar. Or if you are using option B, you don't even have to. It will not output these CSV files. It will go directly into Google Calendar for you. Okay, so just make sure that wherever you're creating this app script or these Google Sheets, it is literally attached to the email account you use that manages your Google Calendar schedule. Okay, so again, 3 schedules: your weekly schedule, study blocks. It will have your study blocks, your work shifts, meals, family call, and any free time blocked already. It also will size it correctly and also add color-coded types. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but Google just released, I think, I forget how many, but a lot of new colors that you can now use on your Google Calendar, which is super cute. And so I went ahead and added some new colors for you to kind of play around with also in the script. Anyway, let me stay focused. I'm over here getting excited about the different colors in Google Calendar. Girl. Anywho. Semester deadline. Same thing. Like I said, it's going to tell you what deadlines are across all courses. So instead of you managing 5 different syllabus in 5 different spaces, it all puts everything together in one. So everything that you have as homework, exams, projects, quizzes, and even labs, they're going to be in that one CSV file. And of course, it will have the estimated study hours you need for each of these classes. The last thing that it will output is your conflict report. So again, what are your heavy weeks? What are things that you may need to reschedule as well? So these weeks are flagged as high capacity or high, like a lot of events, super busy. Same thing with moderate. It's either going to be moderately busy or you're going to have moderate events meaning like different things happening in that week. So of course, it will protect against deliverables that are piling up and help you with personalizing specific events to reconsider or specific, again, um, uh, let's say, yeah, I don't want to call it events though, but you know what I mean. Specific things that may be coming up that you need to, appointments, blah, blah, blah. So normally this all should take less than 60 seconds to upload per file. Again, all you want to do is go to settings in your Google Calendar. You're going to go to import and export. You're going to select the file and then you're going to go ahead and import. It's super easy and super chill. So we're almost coming to a close, but basically giving you an overview of next steps or what your Monday should look like after using SyllaClaw. Every block is in your Google Calendar now. So everything is going to be color coded. You're going to have reminders set. And so remember previously, like you would have to manually set reminders in your Google Calendar, like, oh my gosh, can you remind me a week before this happens? Now it will do it for you. So it will tell you, basically, again, it's going to learn your work pattern, it's going to learn your schedule, and it's going to tell you, hey, actually, I need to alert Jennifer 2 weeks before this even happens because she needs to be working on this like ASAP, things like that. And again, your week is planned, your semester is planned, your work month or quarter is planned before it even starts. So this is an example of what that looks like on the right-hand side. This is also the other feature that I love. Remember I talked earlier about self-healing. Self-healing, I think, is like one of the coolest things that SyllaClaw and Apache Airflow allows you to do together. So the agent, again, knows when it's stuck, and instead of it asking you specifically or telling you, hey, we're stuck, we're no longer going to be doing anything, it will try itself to figure out what happens. Now, again, most tools will fail silently. It fails, and that's just that on that. But SyllaClaw helps to cleanly and tell you exactly what went wrong and exactly what to fix. So if it can't fix it itself, it's going to tell you this. So let's say, for instance, you have a scan/unreadable syllabus, right? Your professor uploaded a photo scan of a 1997 syllabus. There's no extractable text. Of course, you're going to now have issues with running SyllaClaw if it's super blurry. And again, the computer vision model in Nemo or Nemotron is unable to read the image, the text in the image. Instead of it just failing and not telling you, it will literally escalate to you and it will send you a message in the terminal and or in the Google Drive window sheet. And it will say, hey, your syllabus appears to be a scanned image. We had an issue, like as you can see, text extraction failed. Re-upload as a text-based PDF or paste the content directly in. And it's going to tell you the file that it had issues with. Now, things that are probably impossible to detect, it can detect. So things like work shifts and also class schedules, leaving less than 2 hours of study time, maybe on a Tuesday, right? It's going to escalate to you. I cannot build a realistic schedule for Tuesday because you have a 5-hour work shift and 3-hour classes that leave only 1.5 hours. So it's going to recommend you study hours that require at least six hours of available time in your day. And then it's going to tell you to consider shifting Wednesday's study block to another day. So again, instead of you having to make all these decisions and reason and think about the future and child be the flash, maybe you in tomorrow, but you back in today, and the next, now you in next month, but then you come back to today. It's just a lot going on. So this helps you with figuring all that kind of stuff out. So as we wrap up, ultimately 4 steps that you can do today or sometime this week, and you can finish it in literally an afternoon. Like I said, get your NVIDIA key. It's super easy. Just go to build.nvidia.com. Make sure that you sign in, and then of course you'll see, well, this is the model that I use, but there's so many different models. So you may want to amplify it or specialize it, fine tune the agents to your specific use case. You can do that by, like I said, asking Gemini, Claude, whatever your favorite model, LLM is, like what model would be best for you to do that specific work. Or if you are going to just use, what I created, you can just use the Llama Nemotron um, model here, and you can get that API key. It does not ask you for a credit card, and you can literally start today. And the specific key, like the NVIDIA key that you'll need, starts with NVAPI dash, and then it has like a long sequence of alphanumeric values. Okay. The second thing is to clone the repo and install it on your local device. If you clone the repo, it will also give you, like I said, the app script. So if you're not that well versed in, GitHub or like Terminal and running different things on your device, you don't have to. You can do, like I said, all of this for free and with ease in Google Apps Script. Once you set up your key, though, step 3, you definitely want to run the environment example. So, and you also want it to generate an environment for you. Same thing if you're going to run this on local device. It will also prompt you to add your NVIDIA key, your specific name, and of course the email address that you're going to be loading your Google Calendar invites to. Okay, so that's it. And all you have to do is drop your syllabus or your work schedules and all the things and run the script. You can drop it or put your PDF files, doc files, TXT files. You can even add images as long as they are clear and not blurry. The NVIDIA models do have incredible computer vision where it can detect text and it can extract the text from an image. So you can run the SyllaClaw Python script with the CLI option demo. It will show you at first the demonstration. I would tell you to start with that first and then run SyllaClaw fully on its own. And then, of course, that is with your own files. So drop your syllabus, drop your work schedules, and organize your life. You can scan this QR code. It will take you directly to the GitHub for you to start today. All that I ask is that you star it. So if you find it useful and you do clone it, please just add a star to let me know that you appreciate me for sharing it. And of course, my desire is for you to leverage this agent to manage your time. Manage your time. Oh, sorry, Glory. Child, I hurt the cat. Well, not hurt her, but anyway, she's fine. You can organize your week, your weeks, your months, whatever you want to do, and whatever you need to do it with. Okay, and of course, we love that it flags the weeks that are going to be brutal before they come. It will also heal itself without me telling it. And if it does need me, absolutely needs me, it will tell me, and it will tell me exactly what I need to do. So, thank you all for coming to said talk. I tried to give you as much clarity as possible. And of course, you always can ping me on LinkedIn and or for those of you who are in our Slack channel, you guys can always ping me there. I'm happy to talk more about this. But yeah, you guys are so welcome. Do we have any questions or takeaways? What was your favorite part of today's talk? Let's see. Let's do that. What was your favorite part of today? Do you see yourself using this tool? Is this something that you're super excited now exists? I love that. You are so welcome, everyone. Oh, great, great, great job. Thank you, Beauty. Thank you. Yes, I want you all to do this and do even more than me, be greater than me. That's really how you know if you're making impact. If you have people that are doing more than what you are doing, right? That's the fruit being shown. So you're so welcome, everyone. So welcome. so welcome. I'm glad that it was a great session. Using tools, yes. So that your favorite part of today was this tool is your schedule, especially studying. Absolutely love that. This sounds better than just using Google Calendar. Absolutely, okay. It's giving. Can you give us more than one thing to do? Love that. Thank you, Mac Donald. Time blocking aspect. Yeah, that's my favorite as well. One of my biggest struggles is simply getting organized. So this is amazing. I love that. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Definitely yes. Hashtag you don't have to be a techie before you can build. That is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Thank you. This is definitely a tool I could see myself using. I love that. You guys are so welcome. All of you are so welcome. One thing that would be really cool would be if you all can, like I said, let me know of how you enjoyed this session by giving a thumbs up to this video. If you have not already done so, and by saying give it a thumbs up, I mean like the video on YouTube. I think there's like a little thumbs up icon underneath on the lower right hand side. Yes, just go ahead and press thumbs up. And girl, yes, it learns for you. Okay. Yes, fill in the gaps for good sis. You're so welcome. Helps organize your daily activities because exactly you have so much going on. So much going on. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm so glad, like I said, it was helpful. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, a thumbs up, a thumbs up. And please also, if there's other things or other use cases that you find, always feel free to comment in the repo, or you can comment on this video as well and highlight specifically what you are looking to do or how you're going to be using it. Of course, we're always on LinkedIn too. So as you all build more things, or if you are using it and you find much success, please feel free to tag Mentor Me Collective on LinkedIn so we can shout you out. Of course, you can tag us on Instagram and all that kind of stuff too. So love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me hold on. I see more comments coming through. All right. I love that. Yes, please rewatch. Oh, one thing that I want to show. I should have showed this. Let me show you what it looks like to actually go to GitHub and look at the hold on. That's probably what I should have did in the first place. Okay. Let me share that part of my screen. Give me 1 second. So when you go to my GitHub, now hold on, let me find my repositories. And you go to SyllaClaw, it will show you in the README exactly what to do. I always have very explicit READMEs. So it tells you obviously an overview of what it does. It tells you how you can use it. Remember, we talked about AppScript here as well. It tells you how the agent specifically works again, how it learns your behavior. So you have to run check-in, and then of course it's going to basically check in on you. Again, this talks about the command line itself and how to run that, the dot environment files, things like that. The 5 different commands that you can use to run. I'll let you all lean into that. I'm not going to be long-winded. What does it look like, or how you can import to your calendar? And then it goes into the Google AppScript version. So if you are going to use AppScript, it's going to show you how you can leverage this down here. It's going to show you how to find the config, all the things that you need basically is going to be here. Your schedule, blah, 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 blah. Again, how it's going to be built using NVIDIA's NeMo supermodel as well. So all of that is explicitly here. And what an escalation looks like, basically all the things. It will also show you the project architecture too. So, you know, the SRC folder, the script for the Google App Script is what anybody who needs to use Google App Script, this is what you're going to copy. You don't have to worry about any of this other stuff here. But I did put some examples of what TXT files look like or how the syllabus works. So if you wanted to try it with the demo, you can. And again, giving you some examples of how you can troubleshoot if things are not working. The specific stack that is free, and open source. And you guys already have that information out there, so I'm not going to be too long-winded about that. But everything is super explicit. For those of you who are like, how am I going to find the app script? It's literally here in scripts. You click on that, and then this is actually a description of how you can use the app script. It basically shows you the how-to explicitly guide of setting everything up. And then, hold on, I should have made it, did that better. And then, of course, this is the JavaScript that you can basically literally click on this and copy directly into your app script. So super, super easy for you all to do and to get through as well. So it will take you directly, like I said earlier, to this branch. And yeah, you all can see that. Feel free. I mean, there's other projects on here too. So if you want to contribute, yeah, I'm very open. So whatever y'all want to do, feel free. Very proud of each and every one of you for joining and for staying on. And yeah, very, 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 very thankful for you guys coming through. So definitely feel free to watch it. It will always be, how do you find this on your LinkedIn page? So this is actually on our company LinkedIn page. It's on Meant to Me Collective's LinkedIn page. So it's live right now. So if you were to go on LinkedIn right now and go to Meant to Me Collective, this is probably the first thing that's going to pop up. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Love it. Yeah, you can absolutely download SyllaClaw. So I want you to also, I'm not going to tell you specifically how to do it, actually. I want you to go to Gemini and ask it how you download SyllaClaw from GitHub. It's going to tell you. And basically, it's going to tell you to clone the repository and then go from there. Okay? I love this. Chanel AI, right? Yes. More to come. More to come. I'm going to be doing more of these technical talks. I normally do less technical things, but I don't know. I feel like God's been telling me to just be the fullness of who I am. And I do have a super technical mind. So more of this. I'm excited. Thank you all so very much for coming. Thanks for being a part of all of this. For those of you who have applied to our Google Cloud program, we're super excited. We're getting ready to process all of those applications. If you have not confirmed, please go ahead and make sure that you go back to your email. We sent out emails to everyone who applied asking you to confirm your interest. Some folks applied as early as last year this time, and some folks applied as soon as last week. So we just want to make sure that everybody's starting on the same page. Everyone is super excited and they're ready to jump in because we know we are too. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Please, before you leave, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure that you click the subscribe button and turn your notifications on. That does help the community and helps me to keep on going as well. We wish you all the best, and congratulations to all of our scholars who are completing and almost will be completing our Grow with Google program. Until next time. Oh, and if you don't know, we have literally, because I know a lot of y'all was talking about Chanel, we don't know when events are happening or when you're going to have more workshops. Baby, the workshops is coming down the pipeline. They're coming down the pipeline. So please subscribe to our Luma calendar here so that you all do not miss out on that. We have so many events and really incredible ones. Project management, marketing, all kinds of stuff. So just want to show that. This is the info sessions for those who are interested in Google Cloud programs. So please, join that. If you're interested in software engineering, next week, the same time, we're going to have an incredible software engineer join us and talk about the things that he wish he knew before he started. For those of you who are into marketing and want to talk about how AEO, because before it was search engine optimization, now it's AI engine optimization. is definitely come and check this out. We have an incredible person that's going to be leading that. Next thing too, what does it look like for you to bet on yourself? Then we have AI as your advantage, how you can stand out as students. And then we have product. What does it look like to become a product manager, an AI product manager? Understanding data, basically someone who works with FIFA. So basically diving into data pipeline life cycles with FIFA data. So gaming and all that kind of stuff, super dope. And then of course, AI powered project management, delivering complex projects with confidence. We gotta get this together because baby, I don't know what's happening. Man, we're gonna need you to upload a new image because that ain't it. But anyway, moving along strong. We have some incredible workshops coming up between now and the end of August, and we have more coming down the pipeline. We're looking forward. We're looking forward to doing a lot of great things with you all. Until next baby. Until next time, everyone. Au revoir.
Think I've been here before. I know that I must have met you in a past life. Got my heart on the floor.